Hi guys, just a quick look at the AOR AR5000, the +3 model on the right, and the Icom IC-R8500 on the left. Just going to be comparing them today. I've got a few notes to go off. Been using them for about a week and a half now, something like that, quite often, or maybe 2 weeks. So yeah, not going to do too many audio comparisons today. I've got quite a lot of audio comparisons on them, so we're just going to be talking about the features on them for a couple of minutes. I've got some notes just to compare what I think of the differences between the two. Right, so the buttons and switches, I'll start there. So the buttons and switches, the layout of them and the feel of them. First of all, the Icom's got rubberized buttons here and here, and all these. In fact, all the buttons are rubberized apart from the sleep stroke setting switch, which is the menu, dimmer, stuff like that. And the on-off switch, which is just a solid pushing out switch, stays in position, stay put switch. And the AOR's got all hard plastic buttons, no rubberized buttons anywhere on it. So the Icom probably wins on that front. It's actually a little bit easier to use. The button layout's probably better on the Icom, to be honest, for my opinion. Right, next is the on the same theme is the VFO. The VFO on the Icom is large, couple of inch, sort of 50 millimeter diameter, real smooth, real nice feel, weighted, real nice, really nice finger detent that spins. Also, the AOR is the same quality, the same sort of finish as the Icom, but about half the size, or maybe sort of 2/3 of the size. It's probably about 38mm across, something like that. So it isn't, it's not as nice to use, to be fair. It's got good intention because of the shape of it and the design of it, but it just isn't as nice to use, although it's not bad at all, really. But I'd probably give it to the Icom. It feels better for a tuning knob to me, anyway. Alright, my phone that's got the notes on us keeps locking itself every 2 seconds for some reason. Okay, so next is the features for receiving. I'm talking about medium wave mostly, and but not completely. So features for receiving. So the Icom on the left there has got the BFO. It's got an IF shift, and it's got BFO, IF shift, really for the features for sort of receiving HF and SSB, where the one on the right for HF, long wave, stuff like that, you've got sync AM, which works really well. The sync AM is really nice on it. In fact, if I was listening to a sync AM station last night, it was a good example. I should have really recorded it because it was a good AM station, and it showed off the sync. It kept fading in and out on the Icom, but the sync AM really helped a lot. As you can see, it's still in SAM mode there. So that really helped. It's a really nice feature. But like I said, on the other end, it is nice to have a BFO and an IF shift, which the Icom's got the IF shift here, and then if you hold down SSB, the hold SSB down, the BFO comes there, and you change it with this little knob there. Unfortunately, it stays where it is on each SSB, so you have to remember to reset it, which is not a big deal. Okay, so the features for scanning, like pause, delay, stuff like that, banks, things like that, the AOR wins there because it's got more settings for scanning, and it's got, you can link banks together. With the AOR, you can't link banks together. You're stuck with the bank you're on, scanning the edges of the bank, or the channels you've selected to scan. They're stuck on one set for the Icom, whereas the AOR, you can link multiple banks together. You can listen to the whole thing you've saved rather than listen to just one bit you've saved. So the scanning, it is better on the AOR for me. However, it is more straightforward on the Icom and easier to just get to, although both are a little bit complex in their own way, so I'll probably give that one to the AOR. Okay, so looks, well, I think I've made myself clear on this one. I do prefer the look on the Icom. It's much more of a bigger radio, bigger and more legible because it's bigger to my reasonably bad eyesight. But the AOR does a nice job, to be fair. I can see it clearly, so and it does look nice, so it's pretty much 50-50, to be honest. The AOR looks, you know, nice but more sort of professional stroke technical looking, and the Icom looks like something more suited to home. But yeah, they both got their quirks and features, but yeah, I'd give them 50-50 on that one for me. That's just my opinion though. Some people would prefer the amber, some people prefer the green. The amber is nice, better on your eyes, easier on the eye, in my opinion. And obviously the brings me on to the next subject, the display and the S meter. So the display and the S meter is clear on the Icom. That's won that easily because it's like amber background with black LCD segments and needle and markings with a bit of red on the S meter. Now the AOR, as you can see on the right there, it looks actually, it's quite insane really. The camera picks it up to be opposite. The camera makes the AOR look great for some reason, but in real life it doesn't look half as good as that. It looks worse. The Icom looks better to the eye, easier to read, more legible for the display and the S meter. The way the S meter performs, well, that's the AGC on the I should have mentioned some features. The AGC on the AOR has got better features. For the AGC adjustment, you've got slow, fast and medium, slow, medium, fast and off, and then on FM you've got slow and fast, or is it off? No, it's off or on FM, whereas the Icom's only got AGC, where's AGC? AGC, it's one of these somewhere, there it is. You've got AGC fast, AGC slow, and that's all it does, which is fair, you know. And I think on FM, no, you can't do anything with the AGC on FM, which is fair enough. You don't really want to change it on FM unless you want to turn it off. Oh, I should have mentioned as well in features, the Icom, the AOR has got a RF gain. It's not great though, to be fair. It's got a 10 dB attenuation maximum, so it goes. It preamplifies 10 dB all the time. You set it on most bands up to about 250 megahertz, I think, or 200 megahertz, and then it comes amp on there with the preamplifier. After preamplifier, you can turn that down by 10 dB to turn the preamp off, and then you can go to a 20 dB attenuation, which turns the preamp off 10 dB, and then you get 10 dB of attenuation. Where the Icom has got no preamplifier on it, you just go 10 dB or 20 dB or 30 dB total attenuation, which is actually makes up for an RF gain, believe it or not, on this radio, because it's so stepped 10, 20, 30. In my opinion, it makes up for an RF gain, the lack of an RF gain, where the RF gain, to be honest, I find it next to useless on this. Yeah, I should really talk about the squelch next then. So that's part of the squelch. You turn the squelch off and the RF gain on. On this, so you choose one or the other. On the Icom's got no RF gain, but like I said, you can make up for the attenuation. The squelch is great on the Icom. I'd give that to the Icom because, as you can see, you can turn it until you get to about halfway, and then it starts. Let's just turn the antenna off. Yeah, I've turned the antenna onto the AOR now. So here you can see there you've got the squelch about halfway, and then you go over halfway. It starts picking up the level squelch all the way to the top, about 50 dB, something like that over. Whereas the AOR has got, you choose between the two, so it's always got noise squelch identified by N squelch in the top right there, or middle right. Middle right top there, and then you can set it so you can use level squelch in the settings to choose which one or the other, which I don't like that. I prefer the Icom's method. It's much simpler, and that's pretty much the theme of the radios, to be honest. The Icom's more simpler to use. Right, what's next on the list? Of course, my phone won't unlock now. Okay, so Yeah, so dynamic range and sound really is pretty even. The Icom sometimes sounds better, so sometimes the AOR sounds better, so that's one for your ear, I think, your personal preference. Audio filters next. So audio filters, the AOR's got a bunch of audio filters, low pass, high pass, de-emphasis, for FM obviously, and things like that, where the AOR's, the Icom's got a APF, audio filter, audio peak filter, narrow and wide, or narrow and normal APF, which is excellent. I've spoken about that in my other videos. I think that's a fantastic option. I think that beats the multitude of filters on the AOR, but I've only had a couple of weeks to play with them, so not great test for the Icom there, but I do prefer the APF for simplicity, and it does the job. It's a good audio filter. Okay, so build quality is pretty much the same on both. To be honest, very, very similar. Obviously a bit of a more professional setting for that, perhaps, a bit of a more of a home sort of setting for this, but they're both top quality. Price and availability is about the same. This is perhaps 100 or 200 British pounds cheaper, and they retail for about 500 to 700, depending on how desperate you are to get one. Pounds in 2025 UK, and this retails for something like 600 to 800 if you can find one again. Availability, these come up less often than these, but then I've had patches where I've never seen these for sale for months as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the same, with the AOR being slightly harder to get hold of and slightly harder to slightly more expensive. And the next one is the repair and support. Well, we all know that the Icom's probably got the best repair support in the UK at the moment anyway, over AOR, which would have to get sent back to Japan or go to an AOR specialist, so probably better. The Icom's probably got better support there for that, in my opinion. Okay, that's it guys, just a quick look. I'll be doing another review like this. I've probably left out half a dozen items, so I'll be doing a part 2 I think soon. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.